everyone. My name is Anita Sharma and I welcome you all on Import Hub Media once again. Today I'm going to interact with Dr. Amit Jain, who is currently pursuing his postdoctoral research at the University of St. Gallen, Switzerland. He was one of the four Indians who were selected and awarded for the Swiss Government Excellence Scholarships to pursue postdoctoral research in Switzerland in 2019. He is a fellow of IIM Calcutta and is a PGP from IIM Ahmedabad. This interaction is particularly important for all those people who aspire to pursue the postdoctoral research. And Amit will help us understand why to do, when to do, how to do. If you have any queries, please post them down in the comment box. I'm going to reach out to you with the correct answer. Let's welcome him.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Wow, what a view! My God.
My room view is not that great to show, so it's always a good idea to use the background, other backgrounds.
I am so happy to see a beach after a long time with a palm tree and इतनी सारी लहरें उड़ रही हैं, अच्छा लग रहा है. And I don't know.
It's the wallpaper I'm using. I'm not that lucky.
No, but then even if it is a wallpaper, it's very, very good. Okay, so Amit, tell me your journey from IIM Calcutta to the University of St. Gallen.
Okay. So it's more like, I would say, was it planned? I don't think it was planned. Was postdoc planned? I wanted to do a postdoc because I wanted to do my PhD from abroad, but because of certain family reason, I decided not to go for PhD from abroad. But then there was always this desire to go for a postdoc abroad, at least in the beginning of my PhD. That was my plan. And it so happened that things work out the way they were supposed to be. So in 2015, when I went for Academy of Management annual meeting in Vancouver, Canada, I asked Professor Stephen Boehm from University of St. Gallen to meet me on a one-to-one basis, because he was one of the 4, 5, or I would say 6, 7 researchers who work on persons with disabilities in the management area field. So, and he had a very recent AMJ publication with David Dwartman on disability and leader member exchange. So I wanted to meet him. I met him. We had a lot of discussions, nice discussions, and then I asked if there is a possibility of postdoc to under him. He said, Ahmed, that's fine, but it all depends on my funding. So, and obviously language issue, because Switzerland is, like, as you know, have 3 languages: French, German, and Italian, and obviously Romansh as well. So German was the area where language spoken in St. Gallen. And then I was in touch with him with 1 or 2 friendly reviews of my papers, my thesis work and all, but all in all it was okay. Then even I forgot about postdoc. Suddenly one day a mail from the Dean of IIM Calcutta comes, which talks about the Swiss Government Excellence Scholarship, which had 2 requirements. One was to have a good research proposal, and 2 was to somebody who can bear with you for 1 year. So
okay.
So I had a research proposal in mind from a course which I did with Professor Savana Jayakumar of IIM Calcutta, and so I had some idea about a research proposal on experimental research on this, on persons with disability, because that's the area I work on. And but yes, host was one of the issues. I was not really sure. Then one of my friend, Harshal Mule, who was a junior to me in the PhD, but was a very good friend of mine, he suggested, why don't you just have a word? So because he knew about Professor Stefan, so I contacted him. He said, if you don't ask for funding, because my center is short of funds. So I said, no, this is the scholarship I'm going to get. So are you ready to, is that enough for staying at St. Gallen? He said, that this money is good enough, so you can stay at St. Gallen with this money, because Switzerland is very expensive. So, so then he said, okay, then I will send a letter of invitation that yes, I'm okay with the person, I will be hosting this person. So he sent me a letter, I sent my application, and luckily for the Swiss Government Excellence Scholarship, I was one of the 4 applications which was selected for a postdoc for Swiss Government Excellence Scholarship. So that's how I came down here.
Uh-huh. So tell me, is your PhD topic and your postdoc topic, how they are related with each other?
The relation is definitely only one thing, and that is both with regards persons with disabilities.
Uh-huh.
In my PhD, my focus was more to look at the personal factors of persons with disabilities. In my postdoc, I would not say there is one particular topic, but there are different things which we are looking for. Like in one of the projects I'm working with them, I'm talking about idiosyncratic deals, which is done by persons with disabilities and without disabilities, and how they are different. In another project, we are talking with an organization to look at how the organization had developed from one level of inclusion to the other level of inclusion. But here the focus is more to do with the organization side of it, while my thesis were more to do with looking at the personal factor side of persons with disability.
Okay.
But
so,
yes, the
yeah.
underlying is persons with disability, definitely.
Okay. So I actually saw one of the papers in your, in fact, Google Scholar list. So which talks about workaround and social support. Tell me more about this work and the future implications, and how you are going to work on this particular area in the future.
Okay. Okay, this is a very interesting story behind this thing. So the co-author with this paper, Professor Divya Sharma, she was a colleague of mine during my PhD, and then I started looking at certain literature, and we started discussing about it. And after a lot of to and fro's, finally we said that this one of the things which we can do is to look at workarounds. What type of workarounds people are doing, because the literature at that point of time talked about that a person with disability comes to an organization, a request for accommodation like assistive technologies or maybe some change in the infrastructure and all those things, and then it's okay. But do they get all of this? No, but still they are working. So what are they doing? So we talked that this is an area we could explore, and that's where we started taking interviews of some of the people, and we find out that yes, there was also some areas to work on, and that's how this paper came into picture. Have I done anything other than that from this? I don't think so. From the data I collected, we two, and then we got one another friend of ours who was into the HR department, Ravi Shankar Komu. We three then worked on a paper to look at that data from a different angle, from a Kafkaesque perspective, and that was something which we presented then in an EGOS, and we are working on putting it in as a paper.
And what about your postdoc topic?
Postdoc, there is no specific topic. One of the things which as I told you, my proposal was about experimental research. And luckily what happened was one of the organizations, what is called as Modi Labs, so basically Museum of Diversity and Inclusion, that's how Modi, it's not the our Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Okay, so they have this concept of dialogue in the dark, where they have this, I think that's something which is coming out quite extensively now, even in India, where you have a restaurant, you have this thing where you are blindfolded or you are working in the dark, and the person with visual impairment, a blind person, guides you through all the stuff, and then you have to enjoy your food in the darkness and all those things. So that was the idea. So they tried to build a museum around it where they wanted to create awareness about persons with disabilities, especially visually impaired or hearing impaired and all. So I suggested this experiment to them, and we were in discussion about how it could be implemented. That experiment can be implemented with Modi Labs, but then COVID-19 happens. They had to close down their lab. So that part, as of now, I would say has become dormant. The area I'm working on, as I've told you, one is on idiosyncratic deals, as to how persons with disabilities are working on idiosyncratic deals. Then there's an area I'm working on is with an organization to look at how they have included inclusion. So this is a model we are working on about different stages of inclusion. So we have all this 4E model or the ILO model, other things. So we are trying to develop something like Center for Disability and Integration, CDI model of 3I inclusion model. So that's an area I'm working on right now. So yeah, Another thing is I'm looking at is the third one, which still is in infancy. They have collected data with an organization, and I'm trying to see if the issue is with disability or the issue is with the performance. So some people say that persons with disability cannot perform, right? And now we want to see the organization outcomes. Is it because of the performance or is it because of the disability? So that's an interesting one. Let's see how things work out. Still in infancy, so can't I would say much about it.
What would be your one message to potential PhD students to do postdoc?
I would say it is always a good idea if you see what postdoc gives you, which maybe a job may not give you, is dedicated time to research. So during a PhD, you are in the learning phase. While postdoc gives you a time that for all hours you are just working on your research. So that builds you as a good researcher. Because when you join as a teacher or any other work, then your teaching or your maybe admin work takes a lot of time of yours in your work. And if you join a corporate, then the corporate responsibilities, your job responsibilities takes a lot of time. So the benefit of a postdoc is that you get time specifically for your research and think about your research. So if you think you have done good research during a PhD, then I don't think so there is a need for postdoc. But if you really want to spend some time, just after PhD or maybe after 2 years after PhD, 3 years after PhD, when you are done for a job for 2 years, 3 years, going for a postdoc gives you a time to just think about research. And today, as you know, if you want to be in academics, you need to have research, right? Research papers and all. So that way, I would say it's good. There are two ways you can get into research postdoc. One is through like the job postings they put in. Like a few weeks back, I was seeing one by University of Zurich, where they were talking about the postdocs. If you are selected, you will be like an employee of Zurich, ETH Zurich, and then you will be paid based on this as a salary. Then you have to pay taxes and all those stuff. But yeah, that's a part of it. There you will have to do the work which that center, that university is doing. Another one could be that you get scholarship. Like I got the opportunity from Swiss Government Excellence Scholarship, or you have like for Canada you have Shastri Nehru Memorial Shastri, this Canadian scholarship. Then for your US also you have scholarship. For UK you have the British Council scholarship. So if you can get some scholarship, that will be great, because one that frees your time. You are working as part of that center, but you still have more independence, and obviously you feel better that you have got it through a scholarship and all. So if you want to dedicate some time about research, I think postdoc is a good opportunity to do that. So that would be my case. And secondly, obviously, if you are doing a postdoc, you get to know more new people. So like I had the opportunity to work with team, which is way different from a team in India. So that's also good cross-cultural learning.
That's quite interesting, because a lot of people are looking for different options how they could go out and do their postdocs. So I think I would like to ask my last question to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So tell me your most memorable moment from IMC.
I think the most memorable moment for any PhD student in any organization would be when the person gets the PhD.
The degree.
Yeah. So yeah, that was, I think, the most memorable moment I had. But I would say definitely it was nothing to do with PhD or research. I think the most memorable moment for me when I was at IMC was, so when I was at IMC Calcutta, then I was working with the MBA office, PGP office as used to call me. Now it's an MBA office. I used to work for establishing equal opportunities for persons with disability. So my research was on persons with disability, but I wanted to do some practical work also on those lines. And I was cajoling them. I was trying to help see what can be done, what cannot be done. And the moment when they finally said that yes, this is something which a committee which we are going to form, you have to be part of that committee as a student member. I think that was the time when I realized, yes, this is something which I've done, at least something good. So if you ask me, am I totally happy with how much IIM Calcutta has done? I think a lot of things still needs to be done. But at least I can see that at least I had not just been doing some research, but I have been able to make certain changes even in the organization, in the institute where I was studying. So I think that's something which I always feel good about.
I think this is common between the two of us. So
Yeah.
you did it at IMC, I did it at IMI. So I
Yeah,
think they
and
need more people people like us to improve themselves.
because at the end of the day, nothing, as UNCRPD says, nothing about us without us.
True, true.
So
Okay, Amit,
that's out
I'm
there.
very happy to interact with you, and
My
your
pleasure.
journey is very, very interesting because at one point in time in my life as well, I wanted to do a postdoc, but it did not happen, and I think I won't
And
be
never
able to
miss
do
another update